Well, hello. You'll have to forgive me. This is the first time I've ever done this. One or two people expressed an interest as to what I was up to and where it is. So, I'm sure Adam will edit this, because he's the expert, and make it so it doesn't put everybody to sleep. And this is the walk in to where I'm staying. In my little sort of bit of time out woodland challenge, if you like. I've left Adam back at the other camp we're using, which I'm sure you'll see footage of. Excuse the blue string on some of the trees. It's just to let one or two bushcrafters know the way in, because without guidance, as you can see, it's a bit dense in places, but most people think it's worthwhile when they get there. We've had an awful lot of rainfall recently, so it's a bit wet in places. Also, it being a marshed area, I'm not sure whether my filming's any good because I'm having to watch where I step. So if the picture goes totally silly, it's because I've fallen over. It's a beautiful spot. As some of you know, I worked really hard on this for about 4 years to try and get it where I wanted to get it. Very lucky to have a natural water supply, which is a spring that occurs about 1/4 mile behind me on the open moor. I think I'll show you the bath I created first, or one of them. This one's tended to overflow a bit. Whether you can get an idea. Oh, somebody's left their soap there. But that's a bath, a bit in a spa way, probably about 3 feet deep, something like that. But because the water comes out of the ground only a short time back a ways, it never really warms up. So you have to be a bit brave, or the weather has to be superb. Anyway, I'm sure you'll recognise what this is. It's a bit of a thunderbox. It does the job. The bucket's normally full of fire ash, hole in the ground, move that around occasionally of course. And then this is the walk into one of the main areas we use for bushcrafting. But this one's having a rest at the moment, hence it's so overgrown with bracken. This is a shelter we built as part of what we do when we're trying to be a bit more bushcrafty. It's a bit dead and done now. Oh, I'm going to try this zoom thing. I'm not very good at that, I don't think, am I? Well, it gives you a gist. Unfortunately it's dead and none too waterproof, but it's been tried. And then this is the lovely fresh spring water that runs right through the middle of the site, which is great. And yeah, I've cheated. I've used a few planks for bridges. And as I said, this was one of the main areas which will probably be cleared for the next meet, because one or two have shown a preference for it. I don't profess to be any serious bushcrafter. I'm more of a wild camper and just love the outdoors, and hopefully like to share this space with people. You may have spied that in the trees. See if I can zoom in. No, that's zoom out. There it is, that little blue thing. Oh, that's an old girl guide tent and toilet for some of the ladies and people that don't particularly enjoy some of the ablutions that have to be done in the woods and with bushcrafting. And that's not a slur on the fairer sex. Then we walk down through. Obviously we've had a wet spell, as I've said, which has encouraged the bracken to really shoot up. But people normally camp either side of this path, left and right as I pan round, and over the other side of the stream there's a lovely secret spot that's somebody's favourite. No names. I think it's quite difficult getting that balance right. When I first opened this site, I tried too hard and wasn't aware that bushcrafters are a hardy bunch and don't expect too many home comforts. They just want a spot they can enjoy, chill out and practice their craft. But time and knowledge is power, as they say, so hopefully I'm getting there. This is the site we used for the last meet, and when I first opened it, this was going to be the main area. I'll sort of try and pan around a bit to give you an idea. That's my tent, that's where I've been surviving. Ooh, blimey, listen to me. And as you can see, there are one or two more modern. This is a little shelter I built. I know it looks a bit like a bar, and don't worry, it's not screwed or bolted to the tree. It's pretty freestanding, to be honest, which just houses pots and pans and various other bits. And one of the reasons that we don't use this site too often, although you can perhaps see there's been some surgery done on, there's a massive old beech at the end of its life, and we all know about the widowmaker aspect. So there's a sort of main fireplace. There's a sort of a cooking spot, which is a tractor back wheel sunk in the ground, which has worked really well. This was a plunge pool originally. I did dig, yeah. But nature has had its own way of filling it back in, and that coupled with, don't know if you could see it, the snapped off limb on the beach where I did have a swing on. I went in a little faster than I anticipated once. But I created all these steps with a digger, and as I've explained in previous posts, that I thought I'd ruined it, but as you can see, it's prettied itself up. So we put a tarp in the tree to give us a bit of protection, which is there, which is looking a bit sad. Various little bridges and ways across to other spots where lots of people like to hang in a birch wood on the other side. Another big beech, although a lot healthier than the other one. Then it sort of gets a lot wilder down here, so those people that really want to be on their own and away from everyone else have that opportunity. And that's probably the sickest beech of all on the land there, where some big limbs have fallen and it's had some surgery. On the plus side, it provides firewood, but it's not something I recommend anybody sits under or camps under. Little hazel plantation. And this, hopefully I can get this right, is something I created as a natural shower. Dug a load of stone out, created a pool. Okay, yeah, there's a bit of guttering in there, but that gives you the... made some steps down into it. So you can sort of combine a shower and a bath if you're brave enough. And then over the other side is a load more of that birch woodland, where the people that like to hang and enjoy privacy can. Well, hopefully that's given you an idea of what it's like here. It's a gorgeous little spot. Apart from wildlife and the sound of rushing water, there's not a lot else to disturb you. The only one thing we don't have control over is the weather. That's something else I've learned about bushcrafters. They take it as it comes. Well, I'll stop now and hopefully film something else of interest. Right, hello again. This is actually on the outskirts of the site. This is a 9-acre marsh, which is actually an SSSI, because it has very rare marsh orchids and, I don't know, grasses and some things that I'm interested in and some I'm not. To me it's very soggy underfoot, a beautiful wild area that needs leaving alone. But there are some things of interest to various people. I do have an interest in any plant you can eat or provides any kind of help with one thing and another. I'm not very good at this zooming thing, I'm not sure. But this little flower here is called tormentil, which grows in abundance up here and is renowned apparently for its help with diarrhea, cystitis, and even chewing the root promotes stronger, healthier gums. Anyway, as I said, this is sort of on the outskirts, no good for any kind of camping because of its conditions underfoot. Various plants, some of you will recognise, I'm sure. But I'm sure, as you can see, under the underfoot conditions when we've had a drop of rain, can be pretty taxing. There are also, with the help of the BTO, some 50 nest boxes on the site all over the place, which you may catch a glimpse of as we're making our way round, which plays quite an important part in logging our birds' behaviour and numbers, etc. Here we are, back at the little camp that Adam and I have established. Another way in. There are some lovely spots all around this wood for tucking yourself away, and this is the one we've chosen at the minute, although we may up sticks and move to another spot. There's Adam relaxing while I'm busy on the production and editing in my professional capacity as a cameraman. That'll do. I'm sure Adam will do what he sees fit with this film.